welcome to Senior Living. I am Lynn Brennan, your host, and we're here today to talk about Ageless Fitness. Practical strategies on how to live the next 50 years better than your first. Our special guest today is Bruno Perrone. He's a fitness expert with 27 years in the fitness industry and president and founder of Still Gotta Fitness in Lomita, California. Welcome, Bruno.
Well, Lynn, it's good to be here, and thank you for having me.
And you specialize in 50-plus fitness. Why 50-plus?
Well, this is a population that's completely ignored by the fitness industry. The fitness industry, it's all about vanity, big biceps and ripped abs, but the people that really need it the most are completely ignored in this country. And there, if you look around, there's gym for younger people, there's gym for women only, there's gym for even for pets, but there's no gym where you can get a good quality fitness and nutrition programs for people over 50. And for me, it was a natural progression because that's all I've been doing all my life, is working with older people to make their life better. And so there was a natural, that was my dream, to open my own gym, and this is the final product.
Well, okay, let's talk about what benefits come from your strategies for 50-plus fitness.
Well, as you age, you lose balance, you lose mobility, your metabolic rate goes down, your ability to process glycogen goes down, your cholesterol goes up, and to counter that, to slow down the aging process, the only thing you can do is by exercising, human movement, and good nutrition. There's no way around it. So exercise and good nutrition is the only thing really that can slow down the aging process. And that's why exercise is it's critical. It's so important in people's life. If you want to enjoy your life, enjoy everything you do, if you want to do it for a long time, playing golf or gardening or traveling, you need your muscle, you need your bones, you need to have energy. So this is the way to improve your life. It's by exercise and eating well. Right,
and so you'll have better health and well-being, more movement, better movement, more functional, live a long and functional life, as we said, confidence and to continue the things you are doing now, all of that.
Exactly, being functional, that is the key. If you're confined to your house, you don't want to go away, on vacation because you don't want to be away from your doctors. It's sad. It doesn't have to be that way. If I would give you a pill that would increase your energy level, lower your cholesterol, lower your blood pressure, and make you stronger with more energy and sleep better, you would take that pill, right? This is the pill. This is the pill to feel better and get all those benefits.
So the most basic key element is?
It's human movement. It's human movement. It's just we sit too much. What I always say is sitting is a new smoking. So, and technology has robbed us of our natural capability to move. We sit to watch TV, we sit to eat, we sit in the car, we sit in front of the computer, the phone. We don't move anymore.
From childhood up, by the way.
Exactly. Well, look at the obesity problem in the U.S. So human movement is the only thing that really slow down the aging process.
And you've said that aging is a state of chronic exercise deficiency.
Exactly. We only have 29% of the U.S. population that's active. 29%. It's nothing. And it's sad because, if you would just exercise a little bit, we're not asking for very much. Maybe a few hours a week. And that changed people's life. I have example after example that people that completely changed their life. And it makes such a difference. You know, people can enjoy life and whatever they enjoy doing for a long, long time.
So we need a plan of action. First of all, movement, move a lot, and then what? What about nutrition?
Well, nutrition is really important, of course. Nutrition, you know, eating balanced food and supplementation as well is really important, because 91% of the U.S. population is it's got deficiencies in their nutrition. So our apples and our fruits and vegetables are not what it used to. It's not what it's not the same that it was 30 years ago. The nutrient in them are not the same. So we need supplementation as well.
And how about sleep?
Well, sleep, you know, one of the greatest benefit of exercise and strength training is that you sleep better. So it's part of that pill that you know you need to take.
And we do need our beauty rest, right?
Oh, exactly, because that's where it starts. Yeah. Because if you're tired all the time, you're not going to want to exercise, and you're more likely to make a trip to McDonald's, you know, than cooking if you exercise, if you're tired all the time. So exercise is the key, really, to really a more functional life.
And the one other exercise, exercising the brain, how does that help?
Well, neuroplasticity, several research in the last several years are saying that exercise is the best thing you can do for your brain. As you exercise, you feed your brain with blood and oxygen. And exercise, I've seen pictures of people that stop exercising where they're only after 2 weeks and their brain already shrunk. So exercise is the most important thing you can do for your brain. And we do a lot of neuroplasticity here where, I'll give you an example. We do an exercise and we ask you to give us your phone number. And then we ask you to give us our phone number backwards. So make you think about it. So it's just one example that what neuroplasticity is. And you combine a cognitive exercise with physical exercise.
Both together. That's great. So what are some of the ways that we can accumulate more physical activity? Walk the dog.
Yes, I mean,
what else?
Yeah, walking the dog. When people ask me what the best piece of equipment you can get for your house, I always tell them, get a dog, because the dog's going to make you go for walks. But walking, gardening, you know, riding your bike.
Wash your own car.
Washing your own car, yeah. A lot of things like that, you know, you park away from the door, the shopping mall, you know, just little things like that. Take the stairs instead of the elevator.
Ride a bike.
So riding a bike, and you know, go back to a sport you enjoy doing.
Like you, hockey.
Yes. You know, I'm still playing hockey. I've been playing hockey since I was 4 years old.
Wow,
And you know, it's a good example where right now in my 50s I can still play hockey with guys half my age and still kick their butts.
Amen. Just plain exercise.
Exactly.
Even if you're at home, just even standing, you can do movements.
Oh yeah.
You know, while you're cooking or while you're cleaning.
Oh, exactly. But the most important exercise as you age is strength training.
Well, we're going to get to that. But first, before that, I know classes and group fitness are popular now. And there's a class that you have put together. What is it? Balance?
Balance and mobility class. And as you age, one of the number one aspect of losing your functionality is your balance and your mobility. And fall is one of the main reasons why people over 50 go to the emergency room.
That's right.
So to counter that...
And do not recover, by the way.
Well, exactly. And strength is the number one. So to counter that, we have this incredible class that is getting very popular, and we make it very fun. So we do what we do in classroom, we reproduce human movement you do in your everyday life in the gym.
Well, we want to do some footage from that class, so we'll be looking at that now.
Here we're looking at a balance and mobility class performed by some of our members here. Most of them are 70 and over. We always start with a warm-up, and it's very important to warm up before you would stretch and also do some strength training exercise. And the reason we want to warm up is to get the blood flowing, to elevate the heart rate, try to lubricate the joints that you're going to be using in the exercise, getting the joints, tendons, and ligaments ready for more strenuous exercise. Here we can see a shoulder stretch followed by a tricep stretch, and we're trying to stretch the muscle you are going to be using in the exercise. Stretching is really important to prevent injury and to get muscle, joint, tendons, and ligament ready for the strength training exercise that's going to be coming up. Also, it's really important to warm up before stretching. You would never stretch a cold muscle, like you would never take a rubber band out of the freezer and try to stretch it. It's the same thing. You always want to warm up before stretching. Really important to get the muscle ready for the muscle, the tendons, and the ligament ready for the stretching, and then stretching makes you ready for the strength training. The way we design our program is we try to reproduce everyday activities in the gym. For example, going over a curb in the street. So we have those pods here that you look, the multicolor pods, we call those rocks. And it's like going over a rock in the street or a curb. How about carrying grocery bags from the car to the house? So we take a medicine ball and we pretend those are grocery bags. And, same thing with taking a basket of laundry upstairs. Those are all activities that make everyday life enjoyable, but also sometimes becomes difficult. And that's what we try to do in the gym, try to reproduce everyday activity that in the gym. Many times as you get older, you lose balance and mobility, and that is caused by the lack of strength, which is directly related to reduction of balance, mobility, and functionality. Getting stronger is the key to a more healthy and fulfilling life. For example, here, we have a student that came back after a few months of training with a big smile on her face, telling me that she was now able to carry a case of water from the grocery store to her shopping cart. And that was the first time in years that she was able to do that. And for her, that small victory was incredible for her. She was feeling so good about herself. We have a gentleman that came and was using his cane for every single exercise. And like we see now, he's only using it when he's got to put 1 foot off the ground and 1 foot up, touching the cone. So this is the kind of progress that we see all the time, where the person graduates from having to use the cane all the time to no cane. Now we see a strength and strength training exercise where we combine upper and lower body and also neuroplasticity. So you need to involve the brain here. And neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to form and recognize new neural connection. So nothing protects your brain like exercise. So successful aging is defined as the ability to maintain low-risk disease or disability. high mental and physical function, and active engagement in life. And if you want to be active and functional in life, you need your joints, your tendons, your ligaments to be healthy. Every time you exercise, you make a deposit into your health saving account, and it is something you can cash out for the rest of your life.
Just as vitally important of balance is, as you said, weight training. So I know you're a strong proponent of weight training.
Absolutely.
So to start, tell us, what is the core and why is it important?
Well, the core is your midsection. And your midsection is involved in everything you do. So you get in and out of a car, you get sit down, stand up, or you go down on the ground and play with the grandkids, and to get up you need a good core, a good midsection. But and you're only as strong as your weakest part. So if you have a weak core, you are more likely to have back pain as well. So core is really important. But the main thing as you age, what's the most important is to regain your muscle strength. And as you age, every 10 years after 30, you lose 3 to 5% of your muscle mass. So now by the time you're 60, 70, 80, you lost 20 to 25, 30% of your muscle mass. Right. So now, because muscle is responsible for your metabolic rate, so now you have less energy because you have less muscle. It's like having a 8-cylinder to a 6 to a 4. So now you're not as efficient burning gas, burning calories. So, but it's reversible. You can counter that by strength training.
At any age, by the way.
Oh, at any age. You can regain.
Even at home with
absolutely,
cans of
you
soup.
can do it at home. You don't have to go to a gym to do this. But yeah, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. It's so important, and it changed people's life.
You've conducted over 31,000 personal training sessions. So let's go now to one of your typical personal fitness sessions and see what's going on.
All right, let's do that. Let's go.
Okay.
Right now we're doing a personal fitness training session with Glenn and Stephanie. They have been with me for over 15 years, and they just completed their warm-up. You want to warm up the muscle before the stretching. You never want to stretch a muscle that is cold, so that's why we do a 5 to 6, 7 minutes warm-up. And then you come here and stretch the muscle you're going to be using in the weightlifting session. So you want to get the muscle prepared, the ligaments, the tendons, the joints prepared for the weightlifting session. So we try to do one stretching per major muscle group and hold it for about 30 to 40 seconds. You want to feel a little bit of discomfort, but no pain. If you stretch and you feel pain, it's too much. You have to release a little bit. Right now, Stephanie is performing a chest press exercise. The chest is responsible for the extension of your arms, and it's also involved in multiple different movements. For example, closing a door, or like pushing something away from your body. So everything is coming from the chest, which is a big, powerful muscle compared to the smaller muscle of a biceps or a triceps. So now Glenn is performing another version of a chest press. So now instead of using a rubber band, he's using a machine to work the pectorals, the chest muscle. So we're using a 2-4 protocol where on the extension, on the effort, it's a 2 count, and then on the return is a 4 count. So because there's more friction inside the fibers on the return, so this way we get a little bit more on the return, and that's how you gain your strength.
by overloading the muscle. Right now, Stephanie is doing a leg press machine. The leg press is a very interesting machine because most machines isolate one muscle group. This one in particular used 3 different muscle groups: the quadriceps, the glute, and the hamstring. It's one of the only machines that use 3 big muscle groups and use 2 joints, the knee and the hip. Right now we're doing seated row. Seated row works the upper back, the upper portion of the back, the lats that a lot of people know the slang name for it, latissimus dorsi. So, and the upper back muscle is a really, really important muscle to work for posture. So as you get that muscle stronger, it pulls the shoulders back and gives you a much better posture. And it's also responsible for pulling toward your body. So opening a door or carrying some heavy luggage or suitcases or things like that, your upper back is really much involved. Right now we're doing lateral raise, shoulder raise, and Glenn is doing a front and side raise. So the shoulder muscle, the deltoid, it's got 3 heads. So the front, the back, and the side. So right now we're using the front and the side. And the shoulder is one of the most mobile joint in your body and needs to be exercised a lot. Okay, right now we're doing leg curl and leg extension. So Stephanie is doing the leg curl using the hamstring. Hamstring is the muscle behind your leg responsible for the flexion. Glenn is doing a leg extension for the quadriceps, which is responsible for the extension of your leg. And of course, you know, when you do running and walking, those are the big muscle group that you use, the quadriceps and the hamstring. So right now, Stephanie's going to be doing a very difficult and complex exercise, doing a bicep curl exercise, but also doing it on a flat platform that is movable. So she needs to use all of her leg muscle to stabilize herself, as well as her core to stay in a vertical position. So it is not only a bicep curl exercise, but also core and balance and mobility type of exercise. Okay, the lunge is an exercise that's really complex and that's got to be done properly to be effective. It involves the quad, the glutes, and the hamstring. And the most important aspect of the lunge is that the knee is right above the ankle. You want a straight line here. If the knee goes too far forward, all the pressure is in the knee, and the pressure needs to be distributed in the whole leg and not only the joint itself.
My needs at 97 are a maintenance program to maintain the good health that I've achieved previously. I've been going to a gym ever since I was about 13 or 14, and I've been coming to this gym since they opened about a year ago. And prior to that, I went to a nearby gym that had weights and various apparatus to do an all-around workout. I generally have a workout that lasts 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, and including a warm-up period. And by the time I've finished working out, I have a little sweat going, and I feel very invigorated from the exercise. Really, I do about 10 or 15 different exercises involving as many machines. I use a personal trainer. I've been doing that with Bruno here for about 20 years, and the idea of that is to keep from doing something stupid and pulling muscles or getting into a position that is injurious. And the personal trainer lays out a comprehensive program depending upon the individual's needs. Well, for extracurricular activities, why, I was very active in surfing. I did that for many years, and I surfed on the redwood balsa boards, and migrated into the all balsa fiberglass boards when they were invented by a guy who lived in Pasadena. And then along with it, I did a lot of mountain skiing. When the snow was on the mountain, I was up there every weekend, and on to Mammoth, and we stopped skiing the week of 4th of July every year. So we kept a good physical program going, and if there wasn't something going in the way of a sport, why then I went to a gym. Another extracurricular activity that we did as I retired, why, we had boats. We had a sailboat for 30 years in the Caribbean and in the Bahamas, and then we migrated into a powerboat and sold that about 3 or 4 years ago. For seniors, as well as anyone who can work in a gym, it's important to keep up enough activity so that there is not a degrading or a diminishing of the physical capacity to do the normal things in life, plus the sports that one exposes oneself to.
This has been a very comprehensive study of Ageless Fitness, and I'm sure we have all learned a great deal. So the important thing is, take action now. Don't just sit there. So we thank you. We thank Bruno Perron for being here today. Thank you for watching Senior Living. Please join us again next time for another important topic of interest. So until we meet again, this is Lynn Brennan saying goodbye for now. Happy, very healthy aging, and God bless.